Welcome everybody to the One Leg Loser podcast. I'm your boy Bear Down Rick alongside my co-host Jay, the producer. We want to welcome you guys to week 16 of the NFL. Week 17?
Already? Huh? No. Week 16. Week 16.
Oh, okay. I thought it was all. Remember, I just turned 40, so my mind's going a little wacky here.
You're good.
So want to welcome everybody to the podcast. Again, hope everybody had a good week. What a hell of a Sunday football, man. A lot of just stuff that just happened, man. That is just, we got a lot to talk about during the podcast. We'll also kind of go over Thursday night's game with you guys, but welcome to the episode. Jose, what's up? Talk to the people. How you feeling? How you doing?
Nah, man, ain't shit. Like you said, man, it was a very interesting Monday football. My boys got eliminated, so that's good, man. It's like finally just like got that weight off my shoulders. All right, I can relax.
You get to breathe a little bit.
I get to breathe. I ain't got to worry about fucking scenarios and this scenario, that scenario. It's over until next year. We'll see what happens. Man, but yeah, a lot of unfortunate things happened for certain teams too, man. Like, man, Patty Mahomes went down. That was tough to see, man. I was watching it live. And I seen him scramble in there, and I thought he just hyperextended his knee, and then I was like, damn, man. When the news broke,
it came out pretty quick too. Like it came out that same day. Usually you kind of get like we'll talk about Micah as well, but that Micah stuff happened the next day. Kind of came out the next day, but Patrick's came out that same day. Like as soon as a couple hours later, it was out.
Yeah, they were quick. They were quick with it. I mean, I think he had surgery the next day. Like that boy ain't playing.
He went to Dallas. He went to Dallas to get surgery.
Yeah, he ain't playing, so I'm pretty sure he's already started. He's that type of dude, though, man. He's that type of quarterback. He's that type of player that just, all right, it's done. Let's get it. Let's start the rehab. Because, bro, it happened. It almost happened. What happened December? So usually it takes about a year to recover. But if you get in there quick, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna do 2 days or a bunch of rehab, throughout the week. So to get ready for the start of next season. Listen, I wouldn't put it past him, man. He seems like that type of player, like that type of warrior right there. So I wouldn't put it past him to start the next season on time.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about more about that for sure, 100%.
Yeah, he touched on Micah, man. That's another one. That one, I kind of felt it, because
there was no contact. It was like
it's always no contact, bro. When it's no contact, that's the worst ones. That's why when with Patty, I mean, it was kind of similar, like no contact, but I mean, this guy was chasing him down. He kind of hit him a little bit. I don't know, but regardless, yeah, Micah, man, that's a huge blow for the Packers, man. I'm sure they're devastated over there in Green Bay country. I'm pretty sure the NFC North as a whole is breathing a sigh of relief. Man, you got that monster breathing out your neck.
I remember I texted you. You kind of had to put me in check. Listen, that was just the monster of the midway. Rick coming out, but no, honestly, no. Nobody wants to see
that type of injury.
Yeah, listen. Funny you mentioned that because I was just listening to. I don't know if you remember Matt Forte, played for the Chicago Bears. He's got a podcast and. He just turned 42, which I'm just shocked that I could have sworn I was watching Matt Forte when I was a kid. And funny enough, me and Matt Forte are only 7 days apart as a birthday, born in the same year. So it's kind of crazy for me to think that. But nevertheless, he was talking about the struggle of an injury. You've been through it in a way, you're not an athlete, but you've been through a knee surgery. And he was just talking about it's a lot up here. It's a mental, like there's a lot of ups and downs emotionally. And for an athlete like that, there's a lot that they have to go. He says the sad part or the hard part that he's mentioned for a lot of athletes is shit moves on. The team moves on. So you're kind of like on your own, like your own little bubble dealing with this. So he's like, that's kind of the hard parts that an athlete has to go through, especially going through a rehab like that, because it's a lot of mental games. You get mad, you get sad, you do the unknowns. Am I going to be the same person when I come back? Especially them that they're making millions of dollars. They have a lot on stake. Me and you.
It's their livelihood, man.
That is so. Just we'll definitely touch more on these as we go through the games, but. Hell of a week, man. We're going to talk about everything. Where do you want to start off on today's episode? Where do you want to kick off?
Let's go Thursday night football, man. Where the Falcons, man, they just shocked. I know they shocked me. We didn't pick that game. I don't remember who we picked, but I'm pretty sure I probably would have went Buccaneers there. Yeah, man, these Falcons, what are they doing? Like, just lose out, man. But this guy Kirk Cousins, Kirk Cousins is doing some magic over there. But I don't even know if it's so much the Falcons. I just think it's the Bucs. The Bucs have regressed so much, man. Baker Mayfield went from MVP candidate to now he's just fighting for a playoff spot. Man, that drop was that drop was fast and hard. And I know they had injuries throughout the year on the offensive line, right? But they got Bucky back now. They got Mike Evans back, and still they lost to the Falcons at home. When they're fighting for a division title here against the Carolina Panthers, and they're going to have a chance this coming up week to face the Panthers, but they're not looking too hot. And the Panthers, they're steadily climbing. They're playing good ball.
Yeah, so and funny you mentioned you mentioned injuries, and I think one of the major things that's going on with the Bucs is, remember, he got injured himself, so I think he's dealing with injury himself. I think he's not the same. Baker's not the same as he was before the injury. So I think, again, that injury bug that he's gotten, I think it was a shoulder, right? Was it a shoulder? I forgot.
Yeah, I think it was his non-thrown shoulder. It happened one of those games. It was a primetime game. Yeah. And it happened right before the half, before the end of the half. But yeah, so that's man, they got a tough hill in front of them, but I guess we'll see, man. I guess we'll see. But yeah, next game, the Ravens, man. That's another guy who's kind of I don't know. I mean, I watched parts of the Ravens Bengals game, and just Lamar is just not the Lamar that we're used to seeing. Lamar, he says hut, and he don't see the guy open. He's taking off. That's what he does. That's what he's done his entire career. And he looks like he's struggling back there, man. He doesn't have the wiggle. It seems like he doesn't have that. He's not confident. He's not playing with confidence. So I don't know. The Bengals are that bad. They got skunked at home. Man, you can't put a donut at home with those type of weapons. With that quarterback, you just cannot put up 0 points, man. That's devastating right there. I told you that shit that Joe Burrow was talking, bro. That shit is. You can just see he's just deflated. You can just see it in his face, man. He's not ready to ball. He's not ready to ball.
This is one of the most awkwardest years in NFL that I can remember. The Mars, just the stuff that Joe Burrow's talking about, man. It's a wonky year. It's like this is an opportunistic year for those teams that have always been in the mix, right? Like you said, you're talking about Joe Burrow's out, Patrick Mahomes is out. The Ravens might be. I mean, there is a scenario that they do not make it. So you're talking about 3 of the top, maybe 5, 6 quarterbacks in the NFL that might not be in the postseason this year. This is going to be a different year. But yeah, it's sad because, again, that prototypical Lamar Jackson. Again, that's the dangerous part of being that type of prototype, right? Of quarterback, the running quarterback, the guy that's moving, but. Also, I think his build is just like, Daniels over there. Can they sustain 10, 15 years of this beating that they get in the NFL? And then Joe Burrow, man, he's been through his own struggles with injuries, the turf toe, just like weird injuries. And then on top of that, not winning messes with you mentally. The things that he's been saying, I think there was a part of the interview where he says, he could see himself being as a Bengal next year, but they said long term. He was like, I don't know. You can hear in his voice. There's conversations being had behind closed doors.
I think they asked him today. Have you thought about playing for a different team? For a different team, and he said, I think about a lot of things. So that was it. That was the key.
Yeah, that was the stuff.
Yeah. So he's not saying no. I'm telling you, man. They really got to fix shit over there and in Cincinnati, man. But this is not their first time where a star quarterback has been disgruntled to this point. I don't know if you remember Carson Palmer back in the day. Same thing happened with him, and he forced himself out of out of Cincinnati, and he ended up with the Cardinals, and I think he went to the Super Bowl. But he was a good quarterback, man. But something about these some of these franchises, right? The Washingtons, right? The Cincinnati's, the Cleveland Browns. Those organizations they're just not the Raiders. They're just not run properly, man. Like
They're
so
bad organizations.
yeah,
It's bad. It's bad from top to bottom. There's
bad
no
from top. Yeah,
there's no.
yeah.
And again, when we get to the Bears, I could speak on that because I've been a part of that. And again, I'm at the beginning stages. Hopefully,
Listen, I put the Dolphins in there too. I put the Dolphins in there
yeah,
too.
the Dolphins have been in there too.
But what I mean with by bad organizations where people are just disgruntled, I believe it's just those organizations. Because look at the Saints, man. The Saints, yeah, they won a little bit with Sean Payton and Drew Brees, but and then they've been losers ever since, right? But you don't hear any rumblings coming out. You don't hear any rumblings, any bad news, any cancer. That team is fighting, man. That team is fighting, and they just beat the Panthers, who we were just talking about, who's also trying to win the division, and they're just being scrappy, man. And so this guy, the coach, he's got them playing really good. But again, that doesn't fall. Yeah, they're a bad team, but they're not a bad organization. You see what I'm saying? You know the difference. The difference, like I said, the Raiders, the Clevelands, where you just everyone in the media is questioning, what are you doing? Like, what is your vision here? Like, you're just signing players and you're getting rid of players. There's no vision, you know. So those organizations fall in that category. Some organizations are just losers. You know, we're just losers, but we also sort of fall into that category. Not all the way though, in my opinion. The Jets, man. The Jets. That's another.
I was going to mention the Jets.
Man, oh my God, that's such a poor. That's probably one of the worst run organizations in the NFL. That is bad news over there. Bad news. Bad news.
If I can add on to that, so some of the things that came out. Speaking of bad organizations, right? Stuff that came out of Chicago, what came out of Lake Forest before Kevin Warren took over, which is our CEO now. And then, Ben Johnson and Ryan Poles, before they came over, there were just a lot of things that were being done from the ownership where it wasn't first class NFL. Like bringing a candidate for your head coaching job on a freaking Spirit Airlines. I don't want to say exactly Spirit, but coming on a commercial plane, not having first class stuff. So, those are kind of things that I heard out of Lake Forest, of what we've heard out of Lake Forest, of, them not wanting to spend in certain areas or do certain things. And I think this is or having football people run the freaking show. That's the problem. They don't have real football people running these shows. So again, that's my little take at least from my experience of what I've been through with my organization. But again, every organization has its own problems. But yeah, like I've heard shit out the Bengals that like they're cheap as hell. Like they don't there's nothing for them to like. Why do people want to come play here? Like, why do they want to come to the Bengals? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure they rank low. I don't know if you've seen the list where there's the players vote on the organization itself, and as far as amenities and food and locker room, all etc. Right? I think we're in the top 5, but who gives a shit, right? I mean, we're in the top 5. Listen, one thing about Stephen Ross, man, he spends a lot of money, bro. He spends a lot of money. He has Hard Rock Stadium looking like a freaking palace around the stadium itself. It's so many things in there compared to back in the day. Back in the day, it was just a stadium and a shit ton of parking. Now it's
Joe Robbie back in the day.
Yeah, now it's barely any parking, but you got to take a shuttle to get there. Like he has a racetrack, bro. He has everything. So he spends money. So we usually rank in the top, towards the top on those lists. And the Bengals, they're towards the bottom, man. The Bengals, the Browns, all the same ones I just named. They're just poorly run, man. And I feel like those owners are either they don't care about winning and it's just all about the money for him, or he's just bad. They're just bad at what they do. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Look at the guy from the Raiders. He inherited that team. Al Davis died and went to his son. The son has no idea what he's doing.
They're not football people. That's the point. They're not football guys. They don't know. They run it as a business, but they're not football people, so they don't understand. I was listening to to Da, my defensive coordinator today when he was talking in his press conference, and I'm finally seeing like where it's like, damn, this is what real coaching looks like. This is what shit looks like. Where he says, hey, you know, Ben Johnson gave me the, not that he gave him the defense, but they asked him that question. He's like, he's allowed me to open my vision, right, to see what I need to do, what I need to bring in, and it's Ryan Poles' job to bring in those prototypes for me to be able to make this magic happen. And it's just refreshing to hear something like that again through many years of hearing bad things. But yeah, just not football people running the organizations, or they're not allowing football people to do their job.
Mm-hmm. No, that's exactly the reason why we're a losing team right now. He's Stephen Ross. You hit it right. You hit it perfectly. He's a guru. He's made billions of dollars in the real estate industry. The guy's, when it comes to that and it comes to running businesses, he's a genius. But when it comes to running football, he has no idea. He has no clue. He hires the wrong people. And yeah, there's a great experience in the stadium when we're winning. It's all fun and dandy, but it's not truly built on football. That a few years ago when we were doing good, it was like almost a facade, man. It was just like one of those flash in the pans where we just hit lightning in the bottle, because look at it, we couldn't sustain it. We couldn't sustain it. That's not how you build a football team. You just don't throw money at people and expect them to and expect a winning, to be winning teams for a long time. Longevity. You got to really truly build in the trenches from the draft, just like that. You don't just get, all right, free agent A, free agent B. Come on, everybody, come on. That's not how you build it, bro. That's not how you build it.
That's not longevity.
Yeah, that's not longevity. You need a nucleus there. But anyways, man. So moving on these games, the Raiders, they just suck, man. 31-0 by the Eagles. Whatever. There's nothing there. Listen, the Texans 40-20 on the Cardinals. I think the Texans could be kind of sneaky. I don't think they'll. I think that their defense will keep them in a lot of games, especially in the playoffs here. I don't think they have enough to get over the hump. I don't think they have enough to beat the Bills, the Patriots, the Broncos. I don't think they have enough to beat those teams. The defense is nice. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they have enough.
So yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's uphill battle. Again, anybody could win any given Sunday, right? As we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Again, one of the big things that we could agree upon, or hopefully we could agree upon, is what's sustainable is a run game and a good defense. If you have those two things going into the playoffs and you could travel, you got a shot, right? So again, that defense from the Texans, man, they've been playing ball, man. They've been playing ball. And again, CJ Stroud, I mean, what are your takes on CJ Stroud? How do you think he's been playing?
He's been playing decent since he came back from concussion. He hasn't wowed me. Again, it's just the defense, man. Put him in great situations. Giving him short fields, giving him turnovers. It's the defense, man. Like I said, I don't think the offense. I don't think is enough to put up points, and when games really count against even against the Bills or the Chargers, I don't think they have enough to beat those teams. But as far as CJ Stroud, like I said, he's been playing decent. I don't see it.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So we got the Chargers here, eliminated the Chiefs. We touched on that a little bit. Justin Herbert playing with a broken left hand. So hopefully, that starts healing up. They also have a pretty solid defense. They just have all these injuries on the offensive line that's hindering their running game.
Yeah, both their tackles are out, right?
Yeah,
I think both their tackles are out.
Yep. But they did get Amari and Hampton back last week. So I expect them to be ramped up on more carries this week. So I think they'll be all right. It's gonna be a good game, Denver versus Cowboys in Jerrysville. That should be a really good game.
I think the Cowboys have been eliminated already, right?
No, not yet. Not quite. They still have like a 1% chance, something like that.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
It's like winning the lotto.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, the Bills went into Foxborough. They took care of business. It was going on outside for a little bit there, and then Josh Allen became Josh Allen, and he just went crazy on them in the second half. But that should be a nice matchup if they ever make it. If they meet in the playoffs, that should be a nice one. What do you think? Looks like we lost Rick again, guys.
You back?
Yeah, are you back?
I'm back. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, let's keep rolling. I don't know what the hell. It's not my call. It is. I don't know what's going on, but so yeah.
Yeah, now we're just talking about the Pacers game. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, the Patriots game. That was a hell of a game, man. That game. I don't know if you watched it or caught a glimpse of it, but that was a hell of a game, man. That game was down to the wire. That was one leg loser that we had. It was my call. I thought the Patriots were going to take it, man. And listen, man, they had a pretty comfortable lead going into the half, and then I think this guy scored 4 at the end of the game.
Yeah. What I tell you, bro, I won't. If it's not Josh Allen and Drake May, I'm going Drake May. I mean Josh Allen all day, bro. Like he's MVP for a reason, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on here. The Jets went to the Jaguars. Listen, Trevor Lawrence, man, Mr. Goldilocks. I've been talking shit about him for the past maybe the entire season. But for the past few
years,
weeks,
not
man,
season. You've been talking shit.
Yeah, I don't like that guy. Man. But listen, I talk shit, but I'm gonna give him props when they do because, man, the last few games he's been going crazy. He's been balling. They put a 48 on the Jets. I know the Jets, but still, hey, he's running, he's rushing the ball.
You play who you can play.
Throwing it. Yeah, that's facts. He's making great decisions. I believe last week he had 4 or 5 total touchdowns. Like the guy's balling. Ever since they traded for Jacoby Myers from the Raiders, it's like, man, they have this connection, and now that you add Brian Thomas Jr. and they have ETN, oh man, they're playing good football. But still, regardless, that's like the Houston Texans to me. Like I don't see it. I don't see them coming down. I don't see Mr. Trevor Lawrence going in somewhere with high pressure, hostile environment to advance to the playoffs. I don't see that in his blood. I don't see it yet. You got to prove me wrong, but I don't see it.
Listen, you've been saying that a couple already 2 games, right? You're saying high, like to me when I hear high, like tense situations, is you're going to Arrowhead, you're going to the Raven Stadium. You're going to some of these well-known places.
Yeah, but they'll have to go into Mile High with that defense. I mean, they're gonna play this weekend, so we'll see, right?
But if you want to play the devil's advocate, though, I mean, do the Broncos have the experience in that scenario? Does Bo Nix, as a rookie, as a second year quarterback, do they have that experience to kick it into the second gear? That's what I think this year's.
You know who got it though?
I mean, you could say the coach has it, right? But the coach doesn't go out there and play though. The coach goes to play. Right. But when these lights turn on and you're talking about playoffs, again, that just sounded very familiar. But you're talking playoffs. I mean, I think this year for me, at least in my vision of this year,
It's happening. It's happening on your own team.
Well,
Ben Johnson came in here, and all of a sudden, it's a different Caleb. It's a different team.
Just by
1 year of Ben Johnson. Now imagine Ben Johnson, right? I mean Sean Payton, right? I mean we serious, right?
Now, yes. Right now we can say that, yes.
So
the resume, yes.
So that alone, bro, and bro, the guy Duval, he's gonna beat out Sean Payton.
Hey, dog. I guess we will see. I'm more of the take with this year and the way that this year's played out. I'm not calling anybody out because I look at it as the what do you call them? The people that the gatekeepers, right? The Patrick Mahomes, these guys, they're not there. The only one that's probably going to be there, maybe is Josh Allen. If this is not the Buffalo's year, I don't know what year.
It's absolutely Buffalo's year. There's no doubt about it that the Patriots gonna beat them, not yet, and the Broncos are not gonna beat them, not yet. They're not gonna beat. This is a team that's been here for what 3-4 years in a row, bro. If they miss, if
It
they
sounds
miss
like
it
it
now,
feels like more, but yes, 3-4
if they
years.
they've been right there. If they miss it now with Mahomes out and Lamar possibly not making the playoffs, those are the two biggest obstacles.
Mm.
If you don't make it now, boy, there's gonna be some firing. Sean McDermott
Well,
might be
yeah.
fired.
So basically, what you're saying is, it's kind of, again, just what I hear you saying is, all the other teams are just. We're speaking AFC right now, right? Because this is the AFC, right? Are you saying that, in your opinion, like no other team matters? It's like, yeah, you guys can come to the playoffs, but Buffalo wins. Buffalo is going to be representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. That's all you're saying.
Buffalo, 100%. I would say by 80%, Buffalo should be representing the AFC. 100%.
See, I'm more
80%.
I'm more in the boat of, this is a wonky year. This is a off cuff year where I'm not counting anybody.
But it's kind of I mean, the reason why it's so clear to me is because, okay, on the NFC, I feel like there's a bunch of teams that can actually sneak into the playoffs and make the playoffs and make some noise, and you don't have no idea who's going to come out of there, right? Because these are teams who been there, done that for the past few years. You got the Rams, Seattle's, they're up and coming, but they do the nice little nucleus up there. You got Green Bay, obviously, Detroit, if they can somehow get in. You guys, if you can get in, there's more options than a clear path. Bro, I couldn't see it any clear. The Bills.
You feel like it may be a little bit of an AFC bias here, since that's your side of the ball.
No.
Where you just this is what I see.
No, I don't have a side of the ball. It's just the only. I'm telling you, it's not, bro. If Josh Allen was out, then I would say, all right, is anybody can make it. But no, Josh Allen been knocking at the door. This is how football works, bro. You knock at the door, and you finally kick it down. Dolphins, you knock at the door, you get in the playoffs, you haven't even won a game. Okay, but I'm just saying, you knock, you kick it down. That's how football works, bro. That's exactly how it works. And then the ones that don't kick it down, you blow that shit up. But it's his turn. It's his turn, bro. It's like, it's almost scripted. It's his turn. It's his turn.
Roger Goodell made a, hey man, this how this is gonna play out, ladies and gentlemen.
This how it's gonna play out.
We ain't gonna have Lamar. We ain't gonna have Joe Burrow. Patty gonna pop an ACL. Is that what kind of happened?
It's his turn, bro. It's simply his turn.
Like Illuminati stuff. This is kind of sound like Illuminati. Like, hey, it's your turn now, man. This is your turn.
Everybody's out. Now, granted, of course, to your point, of course, the Patriots can get going there, and especially if they have another home game against the Bills, that's going to be a very interesting game, very fun to watch. And of course, the Patriots can win it at home. But again, bro, it's going to be this type of game where it's like either Josh wins it at the end, down to the wire. Either Josh wins it at the end, or I mean, obviously they don't move on, but. I don't know, man. I just feel like
I would agree with you. If they don't make it, there's gonna be some change.
Yeah, there's
a change coming.
Yeah, because you're just wasting Josh Allen his time. You're just wasting his time. You're just wasting his time. Listen, the guy hasn't had a number one receiver in God knows how long. Well, this year he definitely doesn't have a number one receiver, and he's just making it happen, bro. He's just
thugging it out, man. Thugging it out.
He that dude, bro. He that dude. But anyways, moving on. Commanders, Giants, boo-hoo, nobody cares.
Well, listen, I want to touch bases on that because I did send you a video really quick. I did send you a video yesterday of a take from a Chicago media channel that, it's one of the big radio stations over there. And me and you talked about this, and I agree with this. I'm coming into this space where it's unknown for me as a Bears fan, where there is that talk of, years to come, or you're just starting, or wait till next year's draft, or whatever the case, however you want to word it. But Washington and a couple other teams that he mentioned in that is the prime example of how me and you mentioned, where I think most fans don't look at it that way, where it's just 1 year at a time. Nothing is guaranteed next year. Commander just ended up at the NFC Championship game last year, and now they're just they don't exist to some extent right now. So wanted just to kind of just touch bases on that. I know you kind of gave me your thoughts, but if you want to share, what are your thoughts in that aspect? Like something like that would just happen with the Washington Commanders going from 1 year, the NFC Championship, now they're just a blimp. We're about to just pass their game on.
I mean, listen, man, they that's just one of those, again, flash in the pan, lightning in the bottle. They start lightning in the bottle that 1 year. Jaden Daniels came out there and he was a rookie. He shocked the world, bro. It happens. It happens. Shit happens like that all the time. But it goes to show also that the Commanders, there's a reason why he was drafted so high. Why? Because they were a bad team.
Mm.
And just because he balled out, no one could figure him out, doesn't make him a good team. They're still a bad team. They didn't change anything, but Jaden Daniels had an amazing year. And now, unfortunately, he's been injured, so we can't see how he would have been this year. But, in the beginning of the year, he started off a little rocky. No one expected that from Jaden Daniels after comes off of such a great year and a great run. But ultimately, this is not a bad team. I mean, this is not a good team. Ultimately, they have 45-year-old Deebo Samuel. And they both have injuries. And then Terry McLaurin was injured for half of the year, more than half of the year. They have no good running backs. The offensive line is decent, but not great. And the defense is who's on that defense that you would say, oh, I guess that's a great player. No one. Chase Young, maybe, that was drafted number 1 overall years ago. Overall, they're not a good team. So
what you're saying is they just paid a bunch of old people to come play, and it's just like a flash in the pan that just hit.
That's it. And they thought, and then that works. I mean, that could have worked, but nothing went their way. Terry McLaurin starts off with the contract issues, and then ultimately he gets injured. Jaden McDaniels in and out in the entire year. Missing games here, missing games there, and the defense just is old. If everybody would stay healthy, maybe we'd be talking about a different Commander team, maybe. Because they thought they were like that close. When you start signing veterans and older dudes, Von Millers of the world. When you start signing Laremy Tunsil, when you start signing those guys, you truly believe that inside the organization that you're those, like the captains, the leaders away.
That's a little missing piece. That's like the icing on the cake for you to get to that space.
Right. Like we're so close. We just need those leaders, man. Those guys. And no, it didn't work out because of injuries. I feel like it's because of injuries. Listen, we'll see next year. It's going to be interesting. NFC East, man. Yeah, well, offseason, yeah, but the NFC East is going to be pretty interesting if Jaden Daniels come back and he plays similar to what he played in year 1. It's going to be a good team. I told you for a few weeks now. I believe the Giants are going to be a really good team next year. And Dallas, Dallas still got that offense. You just got to improve on defense a little bit more. And the Eagles they're a little bit question mark right now, but I think they're still the Eagles. They still got that aura about them. So it's going to be a tough division next year. I think it'll be one of those divisions.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's an amazing take there. What's the next game?
But yeah, actually Bears. I was going to touch on what I said earlier. So now, right? You said, oh, why can't I don't know what you said, but it kind of triggered something where. Listen, of course, not trigger, but like you just like hit an idea. Like, of course, you guys, you have a chance to make the Super Bowl, but realistically, I don't think so, right? So it goes from a team like that, right? From a team where, damn, Ben Johnson, year 1, playoffs, potential playoffs, maybe I would be so happy if I was you, if I see my team balling and we make the playoffs and we win a game. Oh shit. That is success, 1,000%. Year 2, same thing. Maybe you improved, right? Maybe you do the same thing. You win one playoff game, but then you get knocked out. Whatever, shit happens, right? Year 3, year 4, these are your contending years. These are your Super Bowl years. This is where you already knock, boom, boom, boom. How you knocking the door, knocking, and then you knock it down. in the next 4 years, you guys, there should be a Super Bowl run. If there's not, depending on how things are going, changes might come. You guys are starting. You're on the track. You're on the track now. I just fell off the track. You guys are on the track. Now, are you going to stay on the track? Time will tell. But this is where it starts. This is the Buffalo Bills where it started with Josh Allen. He started going crazy. Boom, boom, boom. Now he's on. This is his year. If he don't do it now, off the track we go again. And then the next team. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see that whole. Why I think it's Josh Allen's year. That's my whole train of thought behind that.
Gotcha. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
I totally agree with your take in the sense of, I've already, again, as a Bears fan, we're talking. Did we come to the Bears Browns game? Is that where we're at right now?
Yeah.
All right. So let me step back and just talk about this game really quick. So, what I'm really proud of is the fact that, the Browns are the Browns, right? We could talk about Shedeur Sanders, but what I want to focus on is primarily that defensive line of the Browns. I mean, the Browns are a top 2 defense, and I'm super happy the way that we played that game. I think arguably Caleb has played one of his best games, if not his best game, in the way that he managed the offense and how the flow went and how we just, kind of, even though Myles Garrett did get a 1.5 sack, he could have gotten the sack record, but how we contained it and how physical that offensive line was during that game. But to your point, yes, I think this season for me has already been a success. I mean, shit, we won 10 games. Nobody from the beginning would have kind of predicted that. Everybody was just like,
yeah, I can totally agree with that. It's already a dub. Getting in the playoffs
it's a dub.
Yeah,
it's a dub. But I'm gonna ride this train as far as it could go because,
as you should,
just on the fact that I don't know. Yes, next year should be, like you said, how you laid it out, another playoff run, contending. Which again, everything that I see from my eyes at this particular moment tells me that, from the coach and from the quarterback and from the team and the organization and how things are flowing. But I don't know. So what I want to do is I want to enjoy this moment and say, hey, why not me? Why not me this year? Why can't I, on any given Sunday, win the game? Am I going to do it? Probably not. But guess what? If I keep winning in every game, it stacks up because it's just one Sunday at a time, I might see myself there. And I don't know. So I'm just going to take this one game at a time. I'm focused on Green Bay. It's happening Saturday, prime time, 8:00 at night. And we'll see where it goes. But I definitely am excited. I'm excited for Caleb's growth because at the end of the day, I think if you look at Buffalo, what is the X factor there? It's the quarterback. Josh Allen is the X factor. And as long as in the next 2-3 years, I can say that regardless of what happens, Caleb Williams is the X factor. That's what matters to me. Everything else around him could happen, but I just need to know. I want to continue to see that he's becoming the X factor. And then again, the beauty of what I feel is going on, at least in my organization, is that if the head coach is for real, which I believe he is, he ain't going nowhere. It's not like your offensive coordinator where he's going to go somewhere else and you just got to figure something else out. No, like the Eagles. Eagles have had like 4 offensive coordinators the last 4 years. I don't have that problem. And so I'm excited for that. And just hell of a coaching staff.
They only have that problem because of their winning. They're winners. You will have that problem if you become a winner. Every coach leaves. Every coach gets a
what I'm playing is the play caller. I don't have an offensive coordinator to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, if he leaves, oh shit, we got to run a new system. We do have an offensive coordinator, but I don't have that where the offensive coordinator is calling the plays and the head coach is like a Mike Tomlin, where he just manages the team. No, Ben Johnson is the like McDaniels. He is the orchestrator of that offense. So regardless of what happens, as long as that the head coach is there, the offense keeps rolling because it doesn't change. So that's what I'm excited for. But yeah, that's kind of my take. That's my take right now. I'm focused on Green Bay. I believe we have a really good shot. We're at home. Micah Parsons is not a part of it. Shit, that last game, it came down to the wire. If we didn't start off slow, I think we could have handled Green Bay. And I'm expecting us to come out fire blazing and a hell of a game, man. I'm gonna be calling you, have some drinks, and it's gonna be a fun Saturday, God willing, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, so let's touch on a few games here before we get into the Thursday night football game. One of the games, the Lions at the Rams, man. Those Lions, man. I think Dan Campbell is their downfall right now. I think obviously they miss Ben Johnson. They miss Ben Johnson as a play caller, and they miss Dan Campbell as a coach. What I'm saying by that, Dan Campbell ain't no OC. He's not a DC. Stop it. You're none of that. You're a coach. You're a motivator. You're a leader. Be that. I think that's what the Lions are missing right now. Again, the loss of Ben Johnson really hurt you guys because that's now. It feels like he probably feels like everything is on his plate, you know. And he's not feels that way. He's stretching himself too thin. He's trying to be the rah-rah guy, but he's also got to be the OC, and that takes a lot of time, bro. He ain't got that much time. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, listen, the Rams have been playing good football. Matthew Stafford, most likely your MVP of this season. Puka Nacua, he's playing outstanding. The only issue I have with the Rams, I don't think they run the ball enough. I think they did start establishing the run a little bit better with Blake Corum and Kyron Williams there. But all in all, especially now with Devonta Adams, I believe he's out.
He's out. He's going to be out.
Yeah, I know he's out for Thursday. He has a hamstring. Man, it's a horrible time to get that type of injury. But you know they're playing well enough that I think they'll still make the playoffs without him. And hopefully he's ready to go week one or maybe in the bye week for the Rams here. But yeah, man, Rams continue to chug along.
Yeah, you know, the Lions, man, is a prime example of like, hey, you expect, again, 10 years ago, nobody would ever talked about the Lions. They're like the bottom feeder of everybody's joke. But in the last couple of years, they've been contending, right? They've been every year playing the playoffs. And then look, now this year, like you said, with changes that are happening, they may not make the playoffs. They have I don't know the exact percentage, but they don't have a pretty high percentage of making the playoffs here any longer. So they might not even be a part of the show this year. So to your point, and I also think that their defense hasn't been playing. I don't know if they're being injured or whatever the case may be, but the defense hasn't been stellar. They've been giving up, a lot of points. So it's like you're gonna have to shoot it out. So I don't know what's going on that side of the ball, but yeah, Lions. Again, they might not even make the playoffs this year. That just shows you how fickle and how the changing of the NFL could be so quick. So enjoy those good moments, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, the Rams. Listen, I think the Rams are they're going to be the team to beat. Will they end up the 1 seed? I don't know. There's a scenario where I could become the 1 seed if a couple things shake out, in regards to wins and losses. But most likely they'll be the 1 seed. And yeah, they're a team. They're a team to play. But again, at least in my opinion, I'm not afraid of nobody right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I should feel. So, but it's going to be interesting next coming weeks. But yeah, Lions might not be in the playoffs.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, real quick on Phillip Rivers, man, 44 years old, jumping out of couch to go run an NFL offense. Hey, that's pretty impressive by his old ass. He almost pulled it out.
Oh,
I know he almost pulled it out. He threw a touchdown there. That was I expected the Seahawks to play a lot better, especially the fact that they're playing Phillip Rivers. But maybe they just took an off week. Maybe they're not really thinking about the Colts that much, and they didn't really put 100% effort in. And clearly, this is the NFL. It could bite you. This could have been a nasty game for the Seahawks to lose. Unfortunately, they pulled it out because they are the better team, especially with no Daniel Jones, even though he sucks. It's no biggie. But anyways, Seahawks. They'll be contending. I mean, they'll be in the playoffs. We'll see how much noise they actually make. But I think they can be sneaky. They can be sneaky.
Yeah. Listen, I think for the Seahawks, the question is, can the quarterback get over the hump? Sam Darnold has always been flaky in the playoffs. He's one of those quarterbacks that see deers in the headlights when he's in the playoffs in the short times that he's been in there. So that's going to be, I think, my X factor for the Seahawks. Man, let's talk about this Phillip Rivers story, man. I think it's an inspiring story in the sense of one of the things, I don't know if you heard, but one of the things that he said in his press conference that he did it is because remember he's a football coach back in Alabama for a high school team, and so one of the reasons he decided to do it, I know me and you had our speculations of like, we had that dark thought, this guy needs money, what's going on? But I mean, one of the reasons he said he's doing this because he just wants to show his guys that he coaches, and not only that, but his kids. Man has 10 kids. He's a granddad at 44. That's crazy. And so one of the things that he says in his press conference, he just showed them to say, hey, he did this also to show them that, hey, you can do whatever you want. It's never too late. You know what I'm saying? You could always, if you put your mind to it, you could do it. And sure enough, man, the guy went out there and played an NFL game at 44 years old, man. I know a quarterback's a little bit different because, what I'm saying, it's not like a running back or wide receiver or something like that. Because they asked Matt Forte, they brought that. He's like, hey, Matt, if Chicago called you and said, hey, man, we lost XXX, can you come in here and play 10 drives right now? He says, as long as it's like 10 drives, so he could probably muster it up, but he can't play 3-4 games because his body won't allow him. Because, again, different position. But, yeah, man, what a hell of a story, man. The man's on the ballot of the Hall of Fame, but I think he has to wait now. I think now that he's played,
well, when
it resets another 5 years, which is just crazy, but hell of a story, man. That's what I'm saying. This year's NFL, man, is going to have storylines for days, man. This year has been amazing. It's been the most funnest season that I've had or watched, not just because the Bears are winning, but just in general, seeing things that have been going on. It's pretty fun this year, man.
No, for sure. All right, next game, Broncos at Packers at Broncos. Interesting, good game here, man. Unfortunately, this is the game we touched on earlier. Minka tore his ACL, so they that's a big blow for them. But I think they still got enough defense to make a little noise in the playoffs as long as they stay healthy. Otherwise, Broncos, I thought Packers were going to go in there and take care of these Broncos. These Broncos are playing good, especially at home. But the defense is a little flaky to me. I don't see that daunting defense that people talk about. I don't see it, man. I think you can run on them. I think last year they did so well because they were just getting like 10 sacks a game. But that was last year. They figured it out. You're not getting the same amount of sacks a game. Games are much closer. They're not blowing teams out. Listen, Sean Payton is still Sean Payton. But like you said, they got to play the ball, not Sean Payton. And I thought Packers were going to go in there and beat them. But no, they took care of business. So, hey, they definitely impressed me. But, hey, they're not. They ain't the cream of the crop. They're not the cream of the crop.
Hey, man, listen, man, to each his own. Yeah, listen, man, Packers, again, after losing Micah, it's definitely a hard hit. That's one thing that Matt Forte mentioned is not only the player that's injured, it's also the team that gets affected because, I mean, remember, that defensive line have been accustomed to having Micah there this year. And, again, he's taking a lot of the attention from the opposing teams. Now, that attention is going to be spread out to the rest of them. So who's going to step up? Who's going to be able to try to fill in those shoes? I know you can't fill in those shoes, but who's going to step up, right? Who's the next man that's going to come in there? One of the weak sides that the Packers have is that they struggle, especially without Micah, to stop the run. So at least for me, coming in Sunday, that's going to be a big point for me is pound that ball and make them stop the run. But yeah, Broncos on the other side, listen, I don't watch a lot of Broncos football, so I really can't touch much. But I will say this, I mean, just based upon what I see in the numbers and stuff like that, Bo Nix has that just that little magic, man. He comes at the end of the game. I mean, they're trailing a lot of times, and he figures things out, man. And the guy's a baller. He wins. Now, can it take him through the playoffs? We'll see. I know Jose's point is, hey, once they meet the Bills, it's over with. But again, we will see how that plays out. But I mean, it's going to be fun.
Yep, that's for sure. All right, last thing I want to touch on here before Thursday night football: the sorry ass Dolphins going to Pittsburgh and get stomped out. Listen, I knew this is exactly who the Miami Dolphins are. We win four in a row against shitty teams. The fan base gets hyped up. I get hyped up, and then this happens. You go on the road against another shitty team, but it's cold. You have all that going against you. I think it's mind game at this point, man. I know none of them have confidence. McDaniel calls shitty game, and we get blown out. And I knew exactly. I've read this book before. I don't even read that much. I've seen this story. I've seen this movie. Win. Get your hopes up. Get destroyed. And now we're going into week 16 with Tua finally getting benched. The news broke out today. Listen, I'm all for it, man. This is like I texted you earlier. This is the first step of getting them out of here. Listen, we're gonna be in cap hell next few years because we owe the man, I believe, $99 million. So I read a tweet about how they breaking it down in post for June 1st, some shit like that. Anyways, but we're gonna be in cap hell. But listen, as long as he's gone, because I'm tired of the man. Like he's broken. He's a shell of what he used to be. Some people are not making excuses that that he's injured. No, man, he ain't injured. He's just playing like shit. He just sucks. Anyways, man, so Quinn Ewers is gonna come in and start the next few games. Let's see what the kid got, man. Let's see what kind of arm he got. Let's see what kind of decision making he can make. Let's see. Who knows? Shit. Tom Brady was a 7th round pick. I'm not saying that's ever gonna happen to the Dolphins. I'm not saying that's ever gonna happen. I'm not saying that's ever gonna happen because, what are the odds of that? But yeah, man, I'm just done with Tua, man. I'm done with Tua.
So let me ask you a question. It sounds like you're distraught, but what do you see
I'm not even
in the future?
I'm not distraught at all. I'm not distraught at all. I finally get to release. I don't give a shit no more. Fuck it. I'm still gonna watch the games because I am a Dolphins fan. But distraught, I'm actually elated. But I'm telling you, I wish we just lost. We didn't go on this winning streak. I wanted Ben lose. I wanted McDaniels gone a long time ago. I wanted Tua. I didn't know. I didn't feel like it was Tua's fault. I thought it was McDaniels calling the plays. Now I think it's Tua's fault, and that's why McDaniel calls these plays. That's why I'm excited to see what this kid got. Maybe all along McDaniels never trusted Tua because he can't. Why would he trust him? He can't throw over 40 yards. Why would you trust him? How can you open up the book if you can't even trust your quarterback? So let's see what Quentin Ewers got. I know one thing for sure. He's got a big, strong arm, way stronger arm than Tua. Maybe McDaniels open that playbook like I told you earlier, and shit. Maybe he changed my mind. I don't know.
So it looks like moving forward, you're gonna see what this other quarterback does. But hypothetically, what do you want as a Dolphins fan in the offseason? If you play this rookie quarterback and he doesn't look too hot, what do you think the Dolphins?
You still gotta put yourself in a position to draft another quarterback. I mean, you have to find a way to get rid of Tua, and then you got to get a veteran, and you have to draft a quarterback. The quarterback got to be ready by year 2, or we can have a Jackson Dart situation where you sign a veteran like Russell, and then the rookie's just waiting in the wings, and he gets a shot, and then from there, who knows what happens? But that has to be the plan. What the fuck is also going to be the plan? Ain't no other plan. Get a quarterback. That's it.
Okay.
No other plan. Get a quarterback. Listen, we got the right tackle. I mean, we got the left tackle for years to come. That Patrick Paul, he's gonna be a beast left tackle. I already see it, bro. I've seen shitty left tackles in my lifetime. I've seen them all. Patrick Paul, that boy gonna be nice. He's gonna be my anchor. I got my top dog in the back. I got Von Achane, top 3 running back in the league. At that point, it's just preference. You got a number 2 over there. He ain't no number 1. He's a straight number 2. He can say all the shit he wants. He's a number 2. Possibly a tight end. But these are just like these are other positions like I would like also drafted in the 3rd and 4th and the 5th. Wide receiver, tight end. But it's gotta be the plan is quarterback, bro. There is no other option, bro. And if they keep Tua, you better draft best player available at every single position and then Tua's got to be out of here by after next year because the cap hit is going to be insane. That's the only reason they're going to keep him, bro. No one's going to take on that contract. No.
Yeah. So do you think if they keep him, does he start again? And they just kind of just
if you keep Tua, he definitely starts. He starts, of course. He starts, and he starts until he fucks it up. But he's got to start because he'll probably be. I don't know, bro. I don't fucking know, man.
Hey, no, these are just conversations, right? These are. I want to hear your thoughts.
So many fucking things, bro. Team, I don't even know. I don't even know who's my GM, bro. I don't even know who's my GM. So I don't know, bro. It could be so many changes. GM comes in, yo, McDaniels, peace. Yo, Tua, grab your bags. You out of here too, bro. I could have an entirely different team next year. And I'm talking about from head to toe. I could have new DCs, new OCs, new coach. Bro, I'm excited as fuck. I'm excited to see who it is, but that's why I wanted to lose a long time ago, man. I wanted the new GM, new coach possibly come in here. Yo, you got a top 5 pick, bro. You better make that shit work from off rip. Go get a quarterback now. You know what I'm saying? And be the fucking Titans, man. Maybe I don't know. Maybe be the Titans for a few years, or maybe you strike gold. Like you get yourself a Drake May. I don't know. That dude came out of nowhere, in a way. But anyways, man. That's the Dolphins. Moving on.
They listen, man. It's
the answer of the day is who knows what the hell the Dolphins gonna do.
Hey, that's excitement of like what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's facts. All right, Thursday night football. Probably what you all been waiting for. All this rambling we've been doing. But anyways, listen, on the injury front, both teams are really, really, really healthy. Except for Mr. Devontae Adams, that's pretty bad. That's tough for them. It's a big, big blow for them. But besides that, everybody looks pretty healthy. Both teams. Interesting game, good game. It might even be a great game. They're fighting for playoff positioning. It's going to be tough. I know the Rams beat them in the first game, but that was a game that Sam Darnold played horrendous. I think it was 4 interceptions. They couldn't move the ball. But somehow, some way, they were still in it at the very last second to I believe to kick the field goal and win. And he missed something like that. Point is, they missed even after. Even if they lost, but even after. With all that, Rams are, like you said, they're probably the team to beat, man. But it's a division game on the road, short week, man. 12. They go into 12. I think Sam Darnold redeems himself. Give me the Seahawks at home plus on the money line. Forget those 1.5 points. That play is gonna be jumping. Sam Darnold's got to prove himself that he can do it, and I think they'll get it done tomorrow night. I think they get it done.
Listen, I'm gonna be biased here. I am rooting for the Seahawks again for positioning in the playoffs. But I also think, like you said, they're going up into Seattle, the environment, the get back that they need to get. Again, also, you lose Adams on that side of the ball for Matthew Stafford, who has been one of his safety blankets in the last couple of weeks. So I'm also going to take the Seahawks here. I think the Seahawks squeak it away. As you can see, Vegas here, if the spread is 1.5, they're kind of like, we don't know either. But I'm going to give home a field advantage. Like you said, a short week. And again, Seahawks squeaked out a win against the Colts. Hopefully they redeem themselves and play better football. That defense needs to come to play because you're not playing up against a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers anymore. So they got to come out there and play their best game. But again, they're going to go play Matthew Stafford, arguably maybe the MVP of the NFL.
This is for sure. But see, that's the very definition of a trap game. The Colts, they're so amped up, looking forward they're looking forward to the Rams. You can fuck around and lose to a Colts with a 40-year-old quarterback. See, that's the beauty of the NFL. You got to come to play every week, no matter what.
That's what it is.
But that to me, they won this game. That to me showed like grit. Like if they're not having their best day, but they found a way they ground it out and they found a way to get it done. That to me shows big time growth in the team than a team that's just blowing everybody out. This to me is more sustainable. Winning games like these, you like the shit. No, I'm saying no. It's not sustainable to win games like this. It's more so you. This is your team is more sustainable when you can win games like these. Like for
when
example,
you're
like you
just a team,
guys.
when your team blowing out 43 to 10.
You don't know your team when it comes to adversity. You don't know your team.
No, you don't know
Like
who
you
you
know,
are.
like you know your team. Like bro, you've seen games where you guys been down and you Halo found a way, right? Or you've seen games where you probably blowing somebody out and then they came back, but you still won the game. I'm pretty sure you've seen it all in your season,
Oh
bro.
yeah, this
Yeah,
season's
you guys got you guys
cardiac
got
arrest,
10
what they
wins.
call 'em.
Right, 10 wins, but it's been like it's been pretty up and down. It's been exciting, but up and down. So yeah, but this seems like a team, just like you guys, So those wins are important, man. Those type of wins are very important. But anyways, yeah.
Seahawks, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking the Seahawks here, and we are consensus. Seahawks is going to win. Do we take the Seahawks plus 1.5? Is that what we're doing here?
Money line. Just take it money line. It's probably
Take it
like
money line.
something, like 1 something. So yeah,
Jose
Seahawks
said
money line.
Take it money
Take it to the
line.
bank. Take it to the bank.
Cool. Well, anything else on the slate, Jose? Before we cash out here, we take off here.
No. We good. Yeah. See you guys Friday. Should be another fun episode here on One Leg Losers.
Yes, listen, man. We thank you guys for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our takes. Hope you enjoyed our picks, and we can't wait to see you guys on Friday. So, from One Leg Loser podcast, we're out, and enjoy your rest of your week, guys. We'll see you guys Friday.
Peace.
Peace.